Say his name and he appears. No, I'm just kidding. So now that I've watched and reviewed all of the movies in the Pick 10 83, it's time to stop and rank them. I know sometimes I forget to do rankings, but we're doing one this time. Alright, so we have 10 movies here. 10 is the worst, number 1 is the best. So, let's get to it. Number 10, the worst of all of these movies, Blind Date. Out of all of these, this was the one I didn't hate any of these. I didn't dislike them. It just, I don't know. I liked watching all these movies. This was the one that I was just like, the ending is not justified to me. You go through the entire movie watching these two bicker at each other. Like, he knows she's not supposed to have alcohol, but he gives it to her anyway because he thought it was a joke. But like, things go wrong, and then he gets drunk, and like, I don't know. It's not your typical romantic comedy type thing. Like, I guess you could try to make heads or tails of why they get together at the end, but I don't know. It just feels like, and I know that this was tampered with in filming, but it's just like, it just feels like it should have ended with them not getting together, but it's like somewhat, no. This is a rom-com. This is a romantic comedy. They have to end up together. And so I could see them together and driving off, but then it just shows them being married and drinking Coca-Cola from a nice thing. I don't know. Number 9 is Zapped. This was kind of disappointing for me because I'd heard about this. It's like a raunchy comedy, right? The 80s had the raunchy comedies. I don't know. This was almost gratuitous to a point where it's like yeah, he gets telekinesis and he can use that to his advantage, but like, for him to, whenever he gets angry, to take women's clothes off, it's just like, why is he doing that? It's so gratuitous. A man wrote this and wrote it in so we get this raunchy comedy. We gotta get boobs. We gotta have boobs. But it just doesn't, it's too gratuitous, And I'm someone who likes boobs in movies, right? I like nudity. It works. But not in this movie. It just feels like it was demanded that they have nudity, and so they had to figure out a way for his powers to do that. And I don't know. Like, the whole climax of this movie is there are women running around topless, basically, and none of the adults that are supposed to be in charge of this school dance do anything about it. At all. I don't know. It's... Number 7. Who is Harry Crumb? I had to figure out where to put this, because I liked it, but, he's a private investigator. He dresses up in disguises. Not one of his best ones, but still not bad. It's always going to be a little bit when you see Jeffrey Jones in a movie. I do think they show their hand too quickly with him. Like, they should have waited to reveal that he was in on it. He was the one behind the kidnapping, and they do it right away, so there's really no... The thing is that they do that right away and show him, but then they immediately have Harry implicate the stepmother, and then we're following her for the entire film, because that's what Harry believes. But we, as an audience, know it's not her. So, I don't know. But I did enjoy it. Number 7 is The Three Amigos. Yes, this was good. I enjoyed it. I don't know. It just kind of falls in the middle for me of this ranking because I don't know. There are certainly better movies with Steve Martin. I look no further than Shooter by the Dozen. Or some people say this is better than that. I guess it could be. There's Shooter by the Dozen. I guess that's just an okay movie. But then you have Father of the Bride, which I grew up with, which is a good movie. And Chevy Chase has been in vacation movies, and Martin Short. Well, we can't get worse than Clifford now, can we? No, we can't. I don't think we even got that far. I don't think that review is out yet. But yeah, it was still good. If not a little stereotypical when it comes to the Hispanic heritage. But yeah. Number 6, Overboard. Yes, Overboard. I was actually a little. I remember during my review I may have mentioned that I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't go a little bit further with it. This is the 80s, right? But it's PG, and this was 87, the year of my birth. So the PG-13 rating was already out, and yeah, I don't know. It just seemed very tame for what they could have done over what they did. I wasn't a fan of the fact that she still acted spoiled and rich when she. If you lose your memory, you don't know who you are. You don't know how you act. But like, I guess it was about like, oh, she's spoiled and rich, but then like she learned to be humble. But did she have to act that way if she doesn't know who she is? She has amnesia, right? So I don't know, but I did enjoy it. All right, well, halfway through. So number 5, gonna be the Last American Virgin. Now this is the raunchy comedy I was looking for when I put in Zapped. This is maybe a little gratuitous with the boobs, but I think that it's worked in better here than Zapped did. So yeah, Rick the best friend is forever a douche to me, like, but on the top of my shit list is this bitch who got impregnated by this jerk. He dumped her. And then you have this guy, the Gary, who not only professes his love to you, but he takes care of you. He scrounges up as much money as he can for you to get an abortion. And he takes care of you. He nurses you back to health. He professes his love for you. And you still run back to the fucking jerk who knocked you off and left you alone. All so that we don't follow the stereotypical rom-com endings. I don't know. Swap this and first date or blind date endings. I don't know. Number 4 is Escape from New York. Oh yes, a John Carpenter movie did not top my list. Oh no. See, I like this. Yeah, I had fun with it. It's a fun movie. Kurt Russell at his best. You know, the 80s Kurt Russell was the best. Maybe a little early 90s, you know. But he's great. But like, I've never been a fan of the dystopic future, post-apocalyptic stuff. Which is why, you know, I announced Mad Max years ago and still haven't reviewed those movies. I just don't know. I liked Fury Road fine, but those are not my cup of tea. This was fine. I liked it. It's a pretty good movie, but I don't know. And the ending is another head scratcher where it's like you have this tape that is very important to the president. It's supposed to bring peace to this world, and Snake gives him the wrong tape and then destroys the real one. And it's like, why did he do that? There's no explanation for why he did it. He just an anarchist or something? I don't know. And number 3, Police Academy. Yes, this was fun going through this. It's the only one that's rated R, but it doesn't really feel like a rated R movie. There's some nudity, but it's more like in the peripherals. They're like windows and stuff. It's not like they're running around and like Zapped, running around with the tits out. I don't remember much of. Maybe it's like one, maybe 2 F-bombs in this, but it's a fun little romp, and you know. Oh, I could see why the next 2 went PG. They were both by Jerry Paris, who was a director on Happy Days, so I can see that. But yeah, number 3. Number 2. Oh, it's just a midnight run, Jack. It's a midnight run. This was all. I never had any doubt what my number 1 was going to be. First time I already watched it. But I said if my number 1 wasn't in this would have been number 1. It was good. It was really good. Which is why I don't have high hopes for the sequels. The direct-to-TV. But yeah, Robert De Niro at his best with Charles Grodin, who actually gets to shine a little bit more than his usual snarky kind of character that he plays. He plays a normal person, really. Tax fraud or whatever it was that he did. But yeah. Also, you look at him, and it doesn't look like Charles Grodin, but it is. On the back, he looks like Charles Grodin. I don't know, something about that picture on the front, Charles Grodin. But yeah, he's young Charles Grodin here. Younger, he's in his 40s, but still. Yeah. I like Yaphet Kotto. He's pretty good in here. Martin Brest directed the film. Yeah. The number one, coming in number one, of course, it's Gremlins. Dun, 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 dun. What do I kind of say about Gremlins? It's Gremlins. Gremlins. It's Gremlins. Right? Just more. Yeah. What can I say? Great special effects. I would say, I wish there was an alternate cut. I would like to see the Gerald McBoing Boing cut, the Gerald cut, where he was in it more. But, my stomach is growling. You hungry? We're getting there. 5 o'clock. I'm gonna make supper. I'm gonna make supper at 5 o'clock. Sorry. Kathleen Kennedy. Cancel these movies. No, I'm just kidding. She's leaving anyway. So I just happen to say your name. Because Amblin Entertainment, Steven Spielberg, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy. That's them. I'm still getting the goop out of me. But yeah, what else can I say? It's Gremlins. It is the best. Boom. So, what are your thoughts on my ranking? What's your ranking of these 10 particular films? Leave a comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey.